When Mathews County Commonwealth's attorney, Tina Marie Walls, was killed, there wasn't one gun at the scene. There were several. Virginia State Police made an obscure statement that led some to believe authorities didn't suspect outside involvement, but court documents dispute that authorities had ruled out foul play. And how did Walls get linked to 2 meth arrests after her death? Let's bring it into focus. So if you weren't already aware, Mathews County Commonwealth's attorney, Tina Marie Walls, was found at her house on February 10th, dead. Mathews County 911 received a call from Elizabeth Brown, who is the circuit court clerk for Mathews County. She found Walls. It has since been revealed that Walls was found unresponsive on the ground in her driveway next to her 2018 Ford SUV. Virginia State Police said Walls had what was suspected to be a gunshot wound to the chest. When authorities did a sweep of her property, they found the back door of Walls' house was unlocked, but no one was in there. A phone that was believed to belong to Walls was ringing inside of her SUV, and there were also multiple guns in the SUV in plain sight. Virginia State Police, which is the agency leading the investigation, issued a statement saying there was no indication a suspect is involved. Some took that to mean that VSP was suggesting that whether accidental or otherwise, Walls' death was self-inflicted. But oftentimes with police reports, you need to pay as much attention to what they don't say or what they're trying to avoid saying as you do to what they actually do say. So as state police were using that vague wording, there's no indication of a suspect involved, a Virginia State Police special agent was applying for a search warrant for Tina Walls' house, for her property, and for the SUV. That search warrant was requested to potentially recover a variety of things. The special agent was seeking items related to guns, including firearms, casings, cartridges, and receipts. He was seeking forensic evidence, including hair, fingernails, blood. He was seeking electronic and computer devices with things like location data, recent communication, and notes. He was also looking for any form of communication providing insight on the motive and the reason for death. The search warrant was granted, and the items seized as a result of that search warrant included a .22 caliber revolver with 4 cartridges and 1 cartridge case, another .22 caliber cartridge, and a .22 caliber bolt action rifle, a 9mm pistol with 7 cartridges, a lead bullet, an iPhone, and a primer residue kit. Now, a primer residue kit is used to gather forensic evidence to detect the firing of a gun. And all in, that's a notable list of seizures to find when someone has just been discovered dead, apparently shot in the chest. It's also worth noting that the search warrant was issued in relation to an offense. Which one? 18.2-32, which is murder. That's what the paperwork states. Now, this investigation remains underway, and Virginia State Police still have not announced the cause of death or definitively ruled out anything. So, 6 days after Walls was found dead, she was at the center of another development. On Monday, February 16th, Mathews County Sheriff's Office said there were multiple reports from members of the community about a theft from Walls' home. Now, even though Virginia State Police is handling a death investigation, Mathews County Sheriff's Office, MCSO, started investigating the theft reports. And that led them to focus on Melissa Janine Gardner, a 41-year-old Mathews woman who was working as a delivery driver for FedEx. Now, according to MCSO, they had recently received results from lab testing that stemmed from a recent traffic stop and drug investigation around Gardner. And they had an arrest warrant for her for possession of meth while operating a FedEx truck. So on Tuesday, February 17th, The day after people were reporting that there was theft at Wall's house, Mathews police found Gardner, who was at that time wanted for the drug charge. She was on Buckley Hall Road in the FedEx delivery truck. When police stopped her, she was found to have a passenger, Austin Scott Miles Cullison, also a Mathews resident. And guess what Miles Cullison allegedly had? If you said meth, you're a winner. He was taken into custody and charged for drug possession. Now Gardner being wanted, she was taken into custody, and Mathews County Sheriff's Office investigators, along with agents from the Virginia State Police Tri-River Drug Task Force, executed a search warrant on Gardner's residence. And there, they allegedly found items that had been reported as delivered to Wall's house after her death. Police said that the combined total of the merchandise totaled less than $1,000, so Gardner was charged, but only with petty larceny. Now, MCSO said they coordinated this theft case with VSP, and there is no evidence that this case was related to, quote, the manner and cause of Wall's death. Again, very obscure and interesting wording, considering that if what you're trying to say is that there's no evidence that the cases are related, you could just say that. Or perhaps they can't. Nonetheless, this is a developing story. I will keep watch, follow, and subscribe so you can get the latest as it becomes available.